Hello everyone. So what we are going to learn today is statistics. Statistics, as you know it, I think you must have studied this in your previous class as well. That is in ninth standard. So you had a basics of statistics. Now we are going to look at some more statistics. So what is statistics? Statistics is basically just studying some data. Data could be about anything. It could be the number of marks that 100 students are getting in a test, or it could be about how many runs Virat Kohli is scoring in his career, or it could be as simple as getting the data out of something like your. For example, on Monday you ate 3 chapatis in a day. On Tuesday you ate 4 chapatis. On Wednesday you ate 5 chapatis. Okay, so this is data that on Monday you ate 3, on Tuesday you ate 4 chapatis, on Wednesday you ate 5 chapatis. So what is it that we can study about this data? We can take out some important conclusions out of this data. Say, what if I wanted to know on an average how many chapatis did you eat? So on Monday you ate 3, on Tuesday you ate 4, on Wednesday you ate 5, but on an average how many did you eat every day? So what does this data mean? That in 3 days, in Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, you ate 3 plus 4 plus 5, a total of 12 chapatis in 3 days. So if you ate 12 chapatis in 3 days, what is the average that you ate on one day? How many did you eat every day on an average? So you ate 12 divided by 3, that is equal to 4 chapatis. Okay, so on an average you ate 4 chapatis every day. So this is statistics. This is about getting meaningful results out of some data. So this is the data about how much did you eat on every day, and finally what was the average, how many chapatis did you eat on an average every day. So here you ate 3, here you ate 4, on Wednesday you ate 5. So on an average you ate 4 chapatis every day. So we can look at, so this is called as getting the mean of the data. So what is mean? Mean is simply the average of some data. Okay, let us look at it with another example. So let us look at an example where my favorite player, which is our Indian cricket team captain, who is Virat Kohli, let us see the number of runs he scored in 20 matches. Okay, in his last 20 matches, how many runs did he score? So what we can see here is, in 6 matches he scored 55 runs. In 4 matches he scored 75. 2 matches he went until 83, he scored 83 runs. 2 matches he just missed his 100 by 5 runs, so he scored 95 runs in 2 matches. In 2 matches he was not lucky and he got out early, so he got 15 runs only in those 2 matches. And in another 4 matches he got 42 runs. Okay, so this is a total of 20 matches, and how many runs did he score? Okay, so what if now I want to find that in 20 matches, if he has scored these many runs, so 6 matches 55 runs, 4 matches 75 runs, like this, then how many runs did he score on an average in every match? In 20 matches, how many runs did he score? So this is exactly like the example which I gave you earlier, that you ate 3 chapatis on Monday, 4 on Tuesday and 5 on Wednesday. So how many did you eat on an average, right? So this is just like that. So let us look at how to find the mean or average of this. So how to calculate mean? That is average runs scored by Virat Kohli in, this is actually 20 matches. Okay, not 10 matches, 20 matches. So formula, what is the formula? The formula is total runs in all matches. So he scored these many runs and in these many matches. So in 6 matches he scored 55 runs. So total how many runs did he score? 55. 6 times he scored. In 6 matches he scored 55 runs. So you have to multiply this. So 55 plus 55 plus 55 plus 55, 55, 55, 6 times. Okay, that many runs he scored in 6 matches. So what is the formula? Total runs in all matches. So this multiplied by this plus 4 matches 75 runs plus 2 matches 83 runs. So you have to multiply this 55 into 6 plus 75 into 4 plus 83 into 2. So this is how you get the total runs he has scored in 20 matches. Okay, then divided by total number of matches. How many total number of matches are we looking at? We are looking at 20 matches, right? So total runs in all the matches is 55 into 6. So 6 matches he scored 55 runs in every match. So 55 into 6. Then in 4 matches he scored 75 runs in every match. So 75 into 4. Similarly 83 into 2, that is 83 into 2, 90 plus 95 into 2 plus 15 into 2 plus 42 into 4. So this is the entire runs he has scored. He has scored 1184 runs in 20 matches, total of 20 matches. So number of matches is 20. So what is the mean? What is the average runs? It is 1184 divided by 20, that is 59.2 runs on an average in every match. So Virat Kohli has scored 59.2 runs in every match on an average. Okay, some days he might have scored less. So in 2 matches he scored 15. But in other matches he scored more than that. So in some matches he scored 95. Okay, on an average, how much did he score? He scored 59.2 runs on an average in every match. Okay, so this is how you calculate mean. This is average. So what you can see here is, now this kind of data is called as ungrouped data. So I'm sure you must have studied about this in the previous class in 9th standard. So you know how to take out the average of ungrouped data. Why is this called ungrouped data? This is called ungrouped data because here the data, the runs is a single value. It is not a set of data. So I will explain what is a set of data, what is group data. But here, see, there is only 55. That is one number. 75 single number. 83 is a single number. Okay. As what is the opposite? The opposite is group data. So what does group data look like? So let us look at what does group data look like. So group data is, say, suppose Virat Kohli by the end of his career. Okay, right now we are taking only 20 matches, right? So but Virat Kohli by the end of his career, when he is retiring, by that time, say he has played 1000 matches. Okay, he has played 1000 matches. Now calculating the exact average from all those matches will become a big effort because the number of matches is 1000. It will take a lot of time for you to calculate the average of runs scored by Virat Kohli in 1000 matches. So what we do is we group the data in a way now so that it becomes easier for us to take out the average or calculate the mean. What does this look like? We will see with that example now. Okay, so what does group data looks like? Say in 6 matches Virat Kohli had scored 55 runs. So where does 55 fall? That falls between 50 to 60. Okay, next in 4 matches he had scored how many runs? 75 runs. So he in 6 matches he scored 55. Then in 4 matches he scored 75. Okay, so in 4 matches he scored 75. 75 falls between 70 to 80. So this we have made a group. We have made it a class. So this is called as a class. Why do we call it a class? See, when you are in 10th standard now, your 10th standard is called a class, right? Because there are more than one people in it. Okay, because there are more than one values in it. Okay, you all together, say you are 30 or 40 people in your class in your 10th standard. Okay, so you 30-40 people totally are called as 10th class. So that is why, because you are a group. So here 50 to 60 is a group. So 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, like that until 60, it is a group, as opposed to 55 is a single value, right? So that is why it is called ungrouped. But 50 to 60 is a group, so that is why it is called as group data. So in 6 matches he scored 55. so which falls between 50 to 60. In 4 matches, he scored 75, which falls between 70 to 80. Next 2 matches, he scored 83, which falls between 80 to 90. Next 2 matches, he scored 95, which is between 90 to 100. Next 2 matches, he got a little less. So he could only score 15 runs. So that is between 10 to 20. And then finally, he scored 42 runs in 4 matches. So that falls between 40 to 50. Okay. So now what is the way of finding the average or the mean? So we saw in the previous example, the mean we got was by multiplying all the values with their occurrences. So these are called as occurrences. How many times did that happen? That is occurrence. And what happened? What was the value? That is this. So how many times in 6 matches? So how many times is 6 matches? In 6 matches, he scored 55 runs. So 6 is the occurrences and 55 is the value. Okay. So Virat Kohli's runs in 20 matches. So now we have divided it into groups. So now we have a grouped data as opposed to ungrouped data, which was a single value. So now the first step is we need to sort this into ascending order. So right now 50 to 60 is coming first, then 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, but then 10 to 20 is coming, then 40 to 50 is coming. So first we have to sort this into ascending order. That is 10 to 20, the lowest value first, then 40 to 50, second lowest, then 50 to 60, third lowest, then 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. Okay. So we first sort this into ascending order. Now to find the mean or the average. So mean and average are same things. Okay. It is just the average. So now to find the mean of group data, what we need to do is there are 3 different ways of finding the mean of group data. Okay. The first one is called as direct method. The second one is called as assumed mean method. The third one is step deviation method. Let us look at all the 3 methods. The first one is direct method. What does direct method mean and how do we solve this problem of finding the average runs scored by Virat Kohli in 20 matches? Now, when the runs are in the form of classes, are in the group data. Earlier, it was ungrouped data. It was straightforward. Just to multiply these and then add all of these, then divided by 20. So we found the number earlier. How to find the average of group data? Right now, we have that was ungrouped data. Right now we have group data. Okay, this is called as group data because these are groups of runs. So how do we find the average of these runs? So the first method is called as direct method. So what we do is in this method we find the middle or center of every class. So these are classes. 10 to 20 is one class, 40 to 50 is another class, 50 to 60 is another group of data. So group, class, all are same. Okay, so it is just a group or a set of data. So we find the center of every class and use that to multiply with the number of occurrences. Earlier we directly had the single number. So 6 matches, 55 runs. 55 was the direct center. It was a direct number. It was a single number. So we multiplied 55 into 6. Now what we need to do is for every class, we need to find the center of it and multiply it with the number of matches. Okay, so let us see how can that be done. So this is called as a class mark. The center point which we just spoke about, the center of every class, this is called as a class mark. So 10 to 20 is a class. What is the center point? It is 15. 40 to 50 is a class. What is the center point? It is 45. So these are called as class marks. 15 is called a class mark. 45 is also called a class mark. Okay. Now let us see what does this look like. So let's find the mean of this data now. Okay. Yeah. So you can see now the class is 10 to 20, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 70 to 80, 90 to 80 to 90, 90 to 100. So what is how many matches did Virat Kohli score these runs? So in 2 matches he scored between 10 to 20 runs. In 4 matches he scored between 40 to 50 runs. 6 matches 50 to 60 runs, and so on and so forth. A total of 20 matches. In 20 matches, he scored runs in these classes. So what is the class mark now? What is the middle point of 10 to 20? It is 15. 40 to 50, it is 45. 50 to 60, it is 55. Similarly, so on and so forth. Okay, we just need to find the center of every class. Okay, now what we do is we simply multiply matches and the class mark. Okay, so 2 into 15 is 30. 4 into 45 is 180. 6 into 55 is 330. Similarly, so on and so forth for the rest of the classes. So matches into the class mark. Class mark is just the number of runs he scored. Okay, so in 4 matches he scored between 70 to 80 runs. So right now we have just taken 75 as the class mark. So we are saying that in every match, in those 4 matches, he scored 75 runs. So a total of 300 runs. So what is the total now? Final total is 1,200. So what is the final mean? So mean can be calculated with total number of runs scored divided by total number of matches played. How many runs did he score? He scored a total of 1,200 runs in 20 matches. Now, and how many matches did he play? He played 20 matches. So you are aware of this symbol. This symbol is called as sigma. Okay, sigma means summation. That is, you are adding things. Say you are adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What you can do is you can just to denote this in terms of mathematical symbols. So if sigma is a mathematical symbol, so sigma and n equal to 1 to 5. Okay, so you need to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So you can use sigma for that. So sigma is just a symbol for summation or addition. Okay, so now what is the total? Total is 1,200 runs he has scored in 20 matches. Number of matches is 20. So on an average, how many runs did he score? 1,200 divided by 20, that is 60 runs on an average in every match. So now we have found the average runs Virat Kohli scored in every match in 20 matches. Now you can see the mean that we got from the previous data, which was ungrouped data. Okay, which was this data, direct data. Okay, there we found the average was 59.2 runs. Now when we turn the same data into group data, now you can see the average is slightly different, which is 60 runs. So 59.2 runs is the exact average of runs he has scored in 20 matches. 60 runs is sort of a close value. It is sort of a round off value. So you need to understand that the exact average can be found only with ungrouped data, which you have learned earlier. But group data will give you an idea. It will give you some close value. It will not give you the exact average, but it will give you something close to it. So 59.2 and 60, they are not very far. Okay, 59.2 and 60 are very close, but 59.2 is the exact mean, is the exact average, but 60 is a round off value. It is close. Okay, it is not exact, but you might think, then why is it that we are not going for the exact value, which is the actually correct value, and we are going for a close by value? Why is it that? Because exact value can be calculated when there are some entries, when the data is small. Say Virat Kohli's only 20 matches data is there, then you can find the exact value very easily. But if he has played 1,000 matches, as the amount of data goes on increasing, you need to find some way which may not give you the exact output, exact mean, but it will give you close by, but which will be simpler to understand and simpler to implement. Okay, so on group data, the mean that you will get will not be exact, but it will be close by. Okay, so this is what you need to remember. So this was the first method. This is called as a direct method, calculation of mean or average. Now let us look at the second method. The second method, as you might remember, is called as assumed mean method. The first one was direct mean method. This one is called as the assumed mean method. So what do we do in this method? So in this method, out of all the class marks, that is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, you remember those class marks? So out of all those class marks, or rather you remember these are called as class marks. These are called as classes. 10 to 20 is a class. 15, which is the center of that class, is called as a class mark. 50 to 60 is a class. 55 is the center of that class, which is called as a class mark. So out of these class marks, we pick one value. Okay, we pick any one of these values. We pick one value and we assume that this is the mean. We do not know if that is the mean value, if that is the correct average, but we pick any of these values and assume that it is the correct average value. Okay, so how does that work? So let us look at that. So class mark is, this is the same data that we had from previous example. What we do here is, let us assume 55, which is this class mark. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of these 6 class marks, we pick one of them, which is 55 right now. You can pick any one, but we will pick 55 for now. Okay, this is, let us assume that this is now the exact mean. Let us assume that this is the average of average runs Virat Kohli scored in 20 matches. We will call this as A. Okay, let us denote this with the character A. So now what we need to do is we need to deduct, that is subtract this value from all of these values. So 15 minus 55, whatever you have assumed, say you had assumed 75 or 85 or 95, whichever one. Now we have assumed that 55 is the assumed mean. Okay, it is the average. So what we do here is we subtract 55 from all of these values. So 15 minus 55, 45 minus 55, 55 minus 55. Similarly, so on and so forth. So 75 minus 55, 85 minus 55, 95 minus 55. Whatever you have assumed, that A character, that value A, you have to remove from every class mark. What does this look like after that? So what we call that is, we call that as DI. That is xi. Xi is the class mark. These are class marks. So this is also xi, this is also xi, x of I. Okay, so xi minus A, which is here di equal to xi minus A. A, as you remember, is 55. So what we do is we remove 55. 15 minus 55 is minus 40. 45 minus 55 is minus 10. 55 minus 55 is 0. 75 minus 55, 20. 85 minus 55, 30. 95 minus 55, 40. Okay, now this is called as di. You have this value. Now what we do is, now we multiply matches, the number of matches, with these values. Okay, earlier what we did was, in the direct method, if you remember, what we did was we multiplied number of matches with the class mark directly. Now what we are doing is we are multiplying the number of matches with the deviation. Di is it stands for deviation. Deviation meaning, say if 55 is the assumed mean, so we assume that 55 is the actual average of runs. So how far is 15 from 55? It is 40 runs far. How far is 45 from 55? It is 10 runs far. How far is 75 from 55? That is, it is 20 runs far. So 75 is 20 runs more than 55. And 15 is 40 runs less than 55. 45 is 10 runs less than 55. 85 is 30 runs more than 55. And 95 is 40 runs more than 55. So this is the deviation of how much difference is there between these class marks and the assumed mean. So now what we do is we multiply the number of matches with the deviation. So 2 into minus 40 is minus 80. 4 into minus 10 is minus 40. 6 into 0 is 0. 4 into 20 is 80. 2 into 30 is 60. 2 into 40 is 80. So now we calculate the sum of these values. Okay, what is the total sum of these values? It is 100. So 100 is the total sum of these values, and total number of matches is 20. So now what do we do? How do we find the actual mean? Right now, what we have is the assumed mean. We have assumed that 55 is the mean, but we have not found it out yet. Okay, we have just assumed that is not the correct mean. So now we need to find the correct mean. How do we do that? For that, what we do is the formula is average of the deviations plus assumed mean. Okay, so what does average of the deviations mean? So what is the average of deviations? This is the total deviations, which is 100. What is the average of 100 divided by 20? 100 divided by 20 is 5. So it is this average of the deviations is 5. And what was the assumed mean? What was our value A? It was 55. We had assumed that 55 is the mean, is the average. So what we do is we find the average of the deviations and we add it to the assumed mean. So what was the average of the deviations? It is 100, which is coming from here, which is the total sum value of this. So minus 80 plus 80 gets cancelled. Minus 40 plus 60, that is 20. 20 plus 80, it is 100. So this is the sum of these values. Okay, 100 divided by 20 is 5. 5 plus assumed mean is 55. So 5 plus 55 is total 60. So now you get the actual mean, the average runs scored by Virat Kohli in 20 matches. So you can see the output that we got from the direct method and the assumed mean method, they are same. Okay, the actual exact output was, the exact mean was 59.2, which we got from ungrouped data, that was single values of data. For group data, we got the value, we got the mean from two different methods. One was a direct method whose output was 60, and then assumed mean method whose output is also 60 now. So this is the correct value. Now there is an exercise for you. What you should do here is, right now we have assumed that the assumed mean is 55. We have just assumed it. Okay, now what you can do is you can assume any of these numbers. So you try now this with 15. You assume that 15 is the mean. Then you try with 45. That 45 is the assumed mean, just like we tried with 55. Then you tried with 75. Same method, same formula, same approach with different class marks. And what you should do, and you should look at what result are you getting. Okay, so this is called as the assumed mean method of doing things. So this is the second method. The third one is called as, the third and the final method is called as a step deviation method. Okay, now what does this mean? So step deviation method, in this method what we do is we do the exact same steps, everything that we have done until the previous method, which was the assumed mean method. Okay, now what we do is these values that we have at the end, okay, these values we divide it with the class size. So what is a class size here? So 10 to 20. See if there are 30 people in your class, from roll number 1 to 30, what is your class size? It is 30. Okay, so how do you get the class size? 30, because there are 30 students in your class, so the class size is 30. So right now what is the class size here? 10 to 20. How many runs can be there in 10 to 20? So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, not including 20. 20 will come in the next class. Okay, so there are a total of 10 runs. 40 to 50, how many runs are there? 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There are 10 runs. Okay, from 40 to 49. 50 will come in the next class. 50 to 59 will become one more class, and so 60 will come into the next class. So what is the class size here? Class size is 10, because the difference of the upper limit and the lower limit of the class is 10. So 20 minus 10 is 10, 50 minus 40 is 10, 60 minus 50 is also 10, Similarly, 70 minus 80 is 10, 90 minus 80 is 10, 80 minus 70 is 10, 90 minus 80 is 10, 100 minus 90 is 10. So the class size is 10. So what we do here is, in the third method, we denote the class size with the letter H. Okay, H is called as the class size. So what is the class size here? It is 10. Okay, what we do here is, in this method, see, until this, if you look at the previous table, everything is same. Okay, so number of the classes 10 to 20, 40 to 50, number of matches that Virat Kohli played, and in those number of matches, how many runs did he score, in which class, what is the class mark, which is the center of these classes, 15, 45, 55, which are the centers of these classes. Then the deviation, we assumed that 55 is the mean in this method. You need to understand that in step deviation method, which is the third one, you still again have to assume that there is a mean. Okay, just like we did in the previous method, which was, we assumed 55 is the mean. We assumed it. So even in this method, you need to first assume that, okay, any one of these values is a mean. So right now I'm taking 55 as the assumed mean. So 55 is the assumed mean. What is the deviation? Deviation of 55 from every other class mark is this much. So how far is 15 from 55? It is 40. How far is 45 from 55? It is 10. So if you add 10 to 45, it will become 55. How far is 75 than 55? 75 is 25 more than 55. 45 was 10 less than 55. So similarly, this is the same step that we did in the last method. So this is the deviations. Okay. Now one extra step here is that now all these values are there, right? So minus 40, minus 10, 0, 20, 30, 40. These deviations, we divide them by the class mark, which is H, which is 10. So what was the class size? Class size is 20 minus 10, 10, 50 minus 40, 10, 60 minus 50, 10. So the entire class size here is 10. The common class size is 10. Okay. So what we do is, we divide all of these deviations with the value 10. So minus 40 by 10 is minus 4, minus 10 by 10 is minus 1, 0 by 10 is anyway 0, 20 by 10 is 2, 30 by 10 is 3, 40 by 10 is 4. Okay. Now what we do is, instead of multiplying 2 with 40, we multiply 2 with minus 4. Instead of multiplying 2 with minus 40, we multiply 2 with minus 4. Okay. So 2 into minus 4 is minus 8. 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. 6 into 0 is 0. 4 into 2 is 8. 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 4 is 8. So this now is the total value. Okay. Now in the step deviation method, there is a different formula for achieving the mean, for achieving the final mean. Okay. How can we do that? Now the formula for getting the exact mean here is, what you need to do is average of the step deviation total, which is average is 10 divided by 20. So this total divided by total number of matches. So 10 divided by 20 multiplied by the class size. What was the class size? What was H? H was 10. So 10 divided by 20 into 10. Okay. Then plus the assumed mean. What was the assumed mean? Assumed mean was the character A. We remember that it was denoted with the character A, and it was 55. We assumed it was 55. Okay. So H is the class size. H is 10. Assumed mean, which is A is 55. Average of the step deviation is total 10 divided by 20. So let us try to find out what is the mean now. So average of the step, so the entire formula is average of the step deviation total into the class size, and then once you have done the multiplication, then you add it to the mean, to the assumed mean that you have. Okay. So what is the average of the step deviation total? It is this sigma fi ui, which is just the sum of all of these numbers. So -8 plus -4, it is -12. -12 plus 8 is -4. -4 plus 6 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. Okay. So you need to add all of these, that FIUI, sigma FIUI, and what is the total number of matches? It is 20. So FI is 20. So what is the average of the step deviation total? That is 10 divided by 20 is equal to 0.5. So this 0.5 we multiply with the class size. What is the class size? Class size is 10, which is H. So 0.5 into 10 is 5. And what is the assumed mean? Assumed mean was 55. So total how much? 5 plus 55 is a total of 60. So now you can see from the first method, which was the direct method, we got the value 60. From the second method, which was the assumed mean method, we got the average as 60. Now from the step deviation mean method also, we have got the average as 60 runs. So this means that all the three methods give you the same value. It is just that these are three different methods to solve the problem, and you should practice all the three methods. Okay, so now this is it for the first class. We have looked at how to calculate the average of data, so average of some amount of data. So let us go through a quick summary of all of this. So what is the first thing that we learned? That there are two kinds of the first thing that we learned was what is average. Average is the total number of values divided by total number of observations. Say you ate 3 chapatis on Monday, 4 chapatis on Tuesday, 5 chapatis on Wednesday. So in 3 days you ate a total of 12 chapatis. So how many chapatis on an average did you eat every day? You ate 12 divided by 3, which is equal to 4 chapatis on an average. Okay, for all those 3 days on an average you ate 4 chapatis. So this is called as average. Now the second thing that we learned was that there are two kinds of data, which one is ungrouped data, which is a simple single value. So giving you the same example, say on Monday you ate 3 chapatis, on Tuesday you ate 4, on Wednesday you ate 5. Okay, or maybe you say on Monday you ate 5 chapatis, Tuesday you ate 15 chapatis, Wednesday you ate 25 chapatis. Okay, so these are three single values. So this is called as ungrouped data, because it is not in the form of a group, it is in the form of a single value. 5, 15, 25 are all single values. So that is called as ungrouped data. What is the second type of data? Which is the grouped data. Say right now, for the same example, on Monday you ate 5 chapatis. Instead of writing 5, I can write it that on Monday you ate 0 to 10 chapatis, because 5 falls between 0 to 10, right? So that is why we can say on Monday you ate 0 to 10 chapatis, on Tuesday you ate 10 to 20 chapatis. Okay, you actually ate 15, but we, for grouping the data, we are saying you ate 10 to 20, because 15 lies between 10 to 20. Similarly, on third day you ate 20 to 30 chapatis, between 20 to 30, which was you ate 25. So this is called as grouping the data. Now to find the output or the mean of the group data, there are three methods. We looked at all of them. So one was the direct method, second was called as the assumed mean method, the third one is called as a step deviation method. So you need to practice all the three, and I have given you a simple exercise here that in the second assumed mean method, we assumed that 55 was the output, was the assumed mean, and we did the calculation, we found the mean using that value. Now what you should do is you should take one value every time and see what the output comes. So that is the assignment that I've given you. So you should do that, and then we will look at the next section of the class, which is finding out the mode. So right now we have found the mean, which is the average. The next class will be about finding the mode of data. We'll look at what mode is in the next class. Okay, thank you so much.